Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our new episode of the Long Group Podcast. I'm your host, Clayton Adams, and right there on the screen now is Travis Feeney. We're also again joined by fellow co-host Coleman Cragen.
And today we got our guy Garrison Schindler on today to join us to talk about some great races coming up, talk about his races, talk about some big miles in the world. But we're excited to have everyone on here. We got a full crew tonight. So we're going to just dive right into it. Coleman, we'll kind of kick it over to you first. We haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Update us on your training, on how things are looking for your next race. Remind us where you're going next. Just run it down.
Yeah, training's been going super well. My next race I have coming up is CCC. It's the World Finals for UTMB over in Chamonix. It's the 100K distance. So
Cool.
yeah, it should be super sick. It's got like a lot of like 20,000 feet of climbing and 62 miles. So
Built for that.
yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. That's like my strength is like climbing up in the mountain for sure. Yeah, so that'll be fun. So recently for training, just been doing a lot of time on feet. I don't even do doubles anymore. Just been doing like straight singles every day.
Wild.
And long runs are 5 to 6 hours. So gonna be getting a lot of time on feet because the race will probably be like 10 to 11 hours for the winning time. So
Sure.
yeah, and I'll head out to Chamonix probably like August 14th. I think is when I fly out, and then I'll stay there till my race in August 28th.
Sweet. So a couple months in. Remind us what country that's in.
It's in France.
France. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mhm.
And you're doing those singles, which means you're out there running. Your short runs are 12 to 15 miles probably.
Yeah.
And then you're out there for 5 or 6. You said, what's the longest you think you'll do in one training session? Like, if you're saying the race is 10 plus hours, will you go even close to that in a training run, you think? Or
No, we do a lot of I'll do like 2 long runs a week, sometimes back to back long runs. So like leading up to Black Canyon 100K in the spring, I did like 27 miles Friday, and then Saturday I did like 43 miles, something like that. So you're not running like it all at one point, but within 24 hours you're running
you're running the full 16
like a lot.
miles.
Yeah,
That's
but yeah. Well, this race is a lot more mountainy though, so it won't be a lot of miles, like 6 hours, maybe like I don't know, 40 miles or so. So something like that would be my biggest one.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So we're a month out from the travel, 6 weeks out from racing.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we're kind of the peak
Yeah.
of the training.
Yeah, get up there. I mean, you're talking a lot more about time on feet than mileage. But what does at its peak, is that gonna be 150 miles a week? Or like, what are you gonna do?
I don't know actually. I think the next 3 weeks I'll probably be like 120 to 130, but it'll be a lot of climbing, probably like over 30,000 feet of
Oh
climbing
my goodness.
each week.
That's amazing. Climbing Everest every week.
Yeah, it's a lot of mountains, but I like it though.
That's good. You seem to get up and really and that's good, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's your strength.
No, yeah, it takes you cool places too. Like it's not like just lapping the track all day, you know?
Yeah.
I got to go up some peak. So like I got a 6 hour run in like 2 weeks, and I'm like getting hyped actually trying to like plan a cool route.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, where can I hit 6 hours? Like,
Absolutely.
so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where I go.
And you gotta pack fuel for that, so you probably got a good vest or something.
Yeah, good vest. I think for these longer ones, I'll probably I have like a Solomon bottle that has a filter in it. So then I can go by the streams and like refill my bottles and yeah, I mix it, carry
That's cool.
water.
That's hilarious. That's amazing. I was just thinking about, have you had any recent runs that were kinda, every once in a while you seem to have a crazy story. Have they been tame lately? No wild animals for you in the last few months?
No, like it's been weirdly chill. It's like someone probably will come up. Like yeah, and, like I don't know. The other day, this wasn't like super crazy, but scared the crap out of me. I had to run at like 4 a.m. So I just had my headlamp and I was up running clear up through the mountains up at, kind of by the sea trail area.
Yeah, yeah.
And around like 5 a.m. So I'm like an hour up the mountain. So I'm like pretty far in the mountain. I just had my headlamp and I come around this corner and there's this old man, this big old beard, and he's just like standing on the side of the trail, no headlamp, And I like looked over. I was like, bro, like that was scared the crap out of me. I was so scared.
Heart rate goes up a little bit.
Yeah,
Pace quickens.
I don't know what he's doing. Like he's just walking the trail in the middle of the dark. Like I don't know. Feel not. Yeah, pretty nuts. But
I would have booked it as fast as I could to somewhere else away from him.
I know. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. No animals though.
So, Coleman, last time we talked to you, it was a week or so out from Western States where you were going to help out and pace Hayden Hawks. Give us an update on just your Western States experience and the overall race for the competitors there.
Yeah, Westwood State, it's such a cool experience. Like that's my goal. I want to get into that race really bad. It's so cool. Like you have to go out there to really experience it. It's awesome. But this year was kind of weird because it was a lot cooler than most years. All the guys leading up to the race spent hours and hours just heat training and hitting the sauna and just doing everything they can to prepare for the heat. And then this year was like pretty cool. The up at the top of the escarpment on the first climb, it was like 30 degrees with 65-mile-an-hour winds, which is like wild. So like everyone's wearing jackets and just trying to stay like cool as they can. And then later on in the race, it only got up to like 70s,
The
80s.
cold weather made it a little bit of a faster race because I watched a few hours of the stream, and it was pretty fun. But it was probably mid 30, like 30 to 40 miles around there. That's where I was watching. And yeah, it sounded like they were cooking. There was a big pack up front and
Yep.
yeah, what section did you run?
Yeah. I was supposed to run from Forest Hill to the river crossing, but Hayden had like a knee issue come up, and he had to drop sadly. But he was pushing so hard. We had to like really convince him to stop, which is crazy because he's like, I'm gonna finish for he proved to his son he can do hard things and stuff, and it's hard. It's hard to stop, and but he was just his knee was so swollen, he couldn't bend it and could, like, barely even walk at all. Like, he walked miles and miles before he even got to us, and he was ready to walk it in the next 40 miles. So I was like I was preparing to just go walk for, like, 20 miles with him, but
So
yeah.
so how is he doing now? Is he recovered?
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He went up to BYU to work with, it's Ian Hunter?
Yeah.
So he's helping him a lot with, like, his biomechanics, and he has a lot of, like, muscle imbalances that they're trying to fix. So if you watch him run, he kind of slants over just slightly. So just trying to keep everything more in line, which will help a lot. And then also they were talking a lot about, stack heights on shoes. And in the past few years, stack heights have increased, like, a bunch, which has made a ton of injuries happen. Um like, especially, like, in the knees and areas. And with trail running, you have, like, such a soft surface you're running on and an uneven surface. The big stack heights on these shoes, like, are really, like, screwing a lot of these people over. And you even saw it at Western States, like, Jim Walmsley, like, one of the GOATs of Western States and trail running ever, he drops at Forest Hill. Killian, another, like, greatest of all time, he drops because of a knee thing. Like, everyone's having all these problems, and no, who knows? Is it from, like, pushing miles too much? Is it from, like, shoes, or they're just old? Like, what's causing it? But
I feel like if what 100-mile race, there's a long time if for something to go wrong, you're gonna it's a long time to feel it, I
yeah,
guess. So it's very exaggerated
yeah,
when something goes wrong
Mhm.
versus a shorter race like we're used to running. So
For sure. Something crazy with Hayden, actually. First aid station, first time we saw him was, like, 20 something miles in the race, and he runs in, he's like, "I need new shoes," and he pulls up his shoes, and he had blown out the whole side. So he ran the last, like, I don't know how many miles with blown out shoes on trails, like, trying not to fall out of his shoe. We're like, "We don't have any shoes." So there was some random guy there that gave him a pair of, like, speed goats that he was wearing, some Hokas that were the wrong size, and he ran the next, like, whatever, 40 miles in those, like, random speed goats, which is crazy. So, yes, crab can go down in an ultra.
Oh man.
Yeah, scratch their easy problem solve.
Obviously bummed for Hayden not to finish, but it was so fun watching that race and then seeing all those big names. And then it was a course record too.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
3 guys under 14 hours.
It's incredible. So it was.
So
I'm sure the cool temperatures probably played into that a little bit.
yeah.
That's good for Hayden though. I'm excited for him to work with. I think Dr. Hunter. He's Ian Hunter at BYU is incredible.
Yeah.
Biomechanical scientist and he knows his stuff. I remember he did studies all the time that I'd see when I was growing up about pronation and about foot strike and about stack height. He got me on the heel to toe drop. You want a minimalist like 8 millimeters or under, because if you're up too much, then that's causing issues too. So he's cool. He's cool. So that'll be great for Hayden. That's exciting, man.
Yeah.
Glad you got to experience that
Yeah,
kind of environment.
That's cool. I'll experience it next year in
Yeah.
real life. I'll run the whole thing.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Good.
Absolutely. Good. Well, Travis, you raced recently, right? Tell us how that one went for you.
Yeah, I was able to race the Bryce Canyon half marathon this past Saturday, and I was racing for the win, and
Don't be modest. Tell him
I was able to win.
you go.
I got the win and the prize money, so that was awesome. It's awesome. It's something special to race for a little prize money. It changes your mindset a little bit going into the race, and it just adds a little bit more fun to it. It wasn't a huge race, but there was some competition that pulled up.
Yeah.
JJ Santana from Las Vegas, he's done a few. He's like made a name for himself. He's a little bit older now. I think he's won the St. George Marathon twice. He's done some other impressive. I think he's actually paced some of the pro women at Chicago before.
Yeah, he's a good runner.
Yeah, he's a good runner, but he went out fast, and I was like, well, I got to go with him. So the first 2 miles are pretty flat, and so we were like, it starts off like 7,500 feet at Bryce Canyon, and then it starts to go downhill after the first 2 miles. So the first 2 miles weren't anything crazy, but they were faster than I was expecting the competition to go out. So we hit 505, and then we hit 430 on the downhill. We hit the downhill and we started dropping 430. I think we hit 430, 435, 430 something. And so we were moving, and he was the one pushing. He was cutting the tangents as tight as we could go, running on the slant of the road. And I was a little annoyed by that because my ankles were
Not holding up because of that stack height and the
yeah, we were on the road where the inside white line is like, we're on the inside of the white
drops down.
the white line where it curves onto the dirt. So but it was fun. But about mile 6, mile 7, it starts to flatten out, and then he seemed to be a little gassed at that point. So I let off as well, and he let off, but even me letting off, I formed a bit of a gap. So I decided to make a little push, and then once I had a big enough gap that I knew there was no way he was coming back, I kind of cruised into the finish, and I ran under 65 minutes, which was good, but a little slower than my time previously, where I really pushed all the way till the end last year, where this year I kind of coasted it in, trying to conserve my legs for training, really, because the downhill really destroys your legs.
Yeah. That was on Saturday, and on Monday going out starting his run, Travis. I wasn't sure he was going to make it out of the driveway. The way he hobbled his first 10 steps, he was sore from it. But it's a fun environment to always go get a win and see some great competition. And now we're kind of gearing up. Next week is the Des News 10K. So we're a quick turnaround here in July from one race to the other. You feeling ready for that? Ready for our session in the morning?
I'm still feeling a little bit sore on my runs today. Load's better than the previous 2 days, but I am a little nervous about doing a workout after the race. So we'll see how it goes. But race next Friday, Desert News 10K on the 24th of July in Utah. Big race in Utah. A lot of the fast Utah runners come out to that. So that will be really fun. And I'm going to be running for the win there again. So I'm excited. Hopefully I'll be recovered enough to really
You'll be
run something fast.
Yeah, you'll be ready for it. It'll be good.
How about you, Clay? What is your goals for the Des News?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking, the top goal, of course, is to win. No, realistically, I'd like to be around 30 minutes. At Bryce on Saturday, I also raced that half, and first time ever in a race where I stopped and had to use a porta potty. So that was a fun experience. But I made it the first 10K. I felt really good. It was about 34 minutes, a good pace for a half, kind of marathon pace, really, is my goal pace, is about there. But I felt good about that. I felt really good finally in a race this year for that 10K. Stopped, used the restroom, and then kind of just got to the finish line after that. Not really paid much attention to the racing aspect. So I'd like to go 30, 31, 32 at the worst. Just compete with some guys, like you said, it's a deep field, it's a stacked field. So if I can, be top 10 or in that kind of teens number, just go and race and not go out in 4:30 maybe. That was funny though. At that Bryce race, there was, this guy takes off and we're like, who is that? And Travis immediately goes with him, and there's a group of probably 4 or 5 of us. We're like, we don't know who the other guy is. We know who Travis is. We're like, well, we'll see. We'll see how long he hangs. And he did pretty good. And Trav called his shot pretty early, I guess, at an aid station, said, I'm going to win it. They asked, and he said, I'll do it. And he did. Trav, you're fit, and it's fun to see you race. And so next week we got a tough session in the morning, then we'll race again. And then I feel like my mileage will really ramp up once August hits. So it'll be good. Garrison, though, you are coming up racing here pretty soon. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about entering either an 800 or 1500 at Stumptown Classic in Portland. We got that coming up. Kind of
Okay.
leaning more towards the 800 side of things right now. Speed feels like it's in a good spot since
It's in a great spot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been good. It's kind of been weird, kind of navigating, the aerobic side of things and the speed side of things. It's just a very short summer build, but
Yeah.
excited for Stumptown. I think the speed is in a really good place, so we're hoping to get in the fast 800.
I think you're ready for that. Every once in a while, you post your workouts or we see what you're doing. And I mean, this guy's running 50 point for the 400s in practice. And I'm excited for Friday. You've got a big session. You want to tell us what you're doing Friday?
Yeah, so Friday's an A session, what I like to call it. Really only have like 3 of them over, like a 2 or 3 month span. But probably going to start with like a 400 callus and like 58, maybe a few of them. We'll just kind of see how fresh we're feeling. And then we'll go into a broken 6, broken 5, and a broken 4.
Okay.
And those will be like 400, 200, and then 300, 200, and then 200, 200.
Cool.
And it'll be pretty short rest in between the actual broken part. So we're hoping to be around first lap 800 pace for, the bigger rep, the first rep. And then hanging on for dear life at, like 26 points, 27s, hopefully on the 2s. So, yeah, it's a big session, a lot of volume at that pace, but, been feeling good. Haven't really had a fast session since the last Portland race, which was, 3 weeks ago. So, definitely more confident, though, heading into this one. It's just the first race of the season is kind of coming off of a long hiatus of like 6 months, essentially, from racing.
Wow.
So took it very conservatively.
Still, yeah, I thought it was a really positive. You came out, you still got that 8 PR.
Yeah.
You ran 149 low, and there was much left. Like, I feel like to not only time, but desire, to just showed you a ride on track to pop a few more seconds off. So
yeah, absolutely.
that's going to be good.
Yeah, that's kind of been a weird spot with 800 because coming into college, it was like, got to move up and stuff. So
Right.
I've been running a bunch of mileage my whole career and kind of neglecting the speed side of things. And now we're kind of, with a short build, we figured I'm in the transfer portal trying to impress some coaches. We figured kind of tap into that again and maybe kind of figuring out that might be where my gifts more lie.
It's there.
But yeah, that first Portland race, happy for the circumstance, basically.
Yeah.
But it had been so long since I raced, so any result I was going to be okay with.
Sure.
So to go out and PR, granted I hadn't really ran many 8s in
Right.
college career, but really happy with it.
Good.
Definitely don't want to be as conservative this time.
No, you're gonna go out. I love the marks you were talking about. that you're going to try and go hit.
That's the hope.
That'll be great.
I-
You're ready for it, I think.
I think so.
And I think, you have some experience now working with a couple pros the other week, doing some pacing with some studs.
Yeah.
And they were recognizing, you've got it.
Yeah. But speed is there. So
That'll be great.
excited to go rip.
Awesome, man. Full schedule for us coming up. So we'll have a lot of recaps here for our races. Kind of a little tidbit on that, bringing it back over to me and Travis and Coleman. Recently, we've had the opportunity to partner with a new group and a new team. So we're teammates again after being teammates at SCU. Do you guys want to kind of talk about that opportunity that we've got coming for us?
Yeah, I'm excited about this opportunity. I was able to race in a new singlet, I guess, for the first time at Bryce Canyon. They were partnering with the St. George Running Store. So they're doing a little thing where they have a race team and they have some standards, and us three were all able to make this race team and get some deals at the running store to help us and support us the best that they can in our own running careers. Coleman, you work at that running store. Do you want to give us more insights into this team that we're now all part of?
Yeah, for sure. Steve is like super generous on supporting local runners and our success, and he just loves us like trying to like go as hard as we can after college. Like that's awesome. He started with Hayden, and then now we just got a bunch of these studs in there. So like, yeah, we got like me, you, Santi, Josh Thompson. Like you got like some good guys in there that can all run pretty fast, which is cool. So yeah, if you're ever in St. George or Southern Utah, like come to the St. George Running Center and just like we'll appreciate the support. Like we got all the different options of shoes and running gear. And
Yeah, the team is really cool. They already created a group chat. They're trying to plan runs together, just build a running community of elite and semi-elite runners to work together and get faster. And Steve told me, like, if you sign a contract, that's okay, like a shoe contract. We're just trying to help you get there. So this is just going to help so much with shoes and training gear and all that. So I'm very grateful for this partnership and excited for the year to come.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Great opportunity for us, and excited, Garrison, for you to continue to work on kind of your own opportunities. And yeah, guys, if you're looking for a quick stud in the portal, check out my guy Garrison right here. So if you're a college coach listening, seriously, this is the guy you want. He's brilliant on the track and in all forms of running. So it'll be good. Speaking of the track, speaking of miles, which is what you were doing there for a while in college, and I hope you still go and break 4. We've got a pretty big race coming up. By the time you're listening to this, we're going to only be a day or two out from Josh Kerr's Project 222, the London Diamond League world record mile attempt. So
This is a race that we've been talking about quite a bit on this podcast, but this week is the week that it finally happens. We're excited, and we would love to make predictions of each of us of if they will get it, if Josh Kerr will get it, if he'll be upset, if someone else will get the world record. It's pretty exciting. So
okay, so I've got something prepared. So I want everyone really fast. Well, I'm just going to kind of intro the topic, but I want you guys to pull out your phones and write down, so you can't change it. Write down who will win and the winning time. All right, I'm going to do it as well. I've got it right here as well. I've got mine down. Now I want to read the entries. Okay. So we've got Josh Kerr, of course, he's going for it. Yared Naguse is a new entry in. Yared, of course, has run 3:43.9 before, so he's the fastest guy in the field, 4th fastest all time. So that's a huge opportunity for him and for Josh. Hobbs Kessler, a top U.S. talent. Neil Gorley, Robert Farkin, Great Britain and Germany for those two. Ethan Strand, up-and-coming American who's brilliant. Jake Hayward, who's had amazing results. Simeon Birnbaum, recent NCAA champ, over 1,500 and record holder. He's come back from a little sickness, but he's ready. I think he'll run a great mile. Nathan Green, a former two-time NCAA 1500-meter champion, who actually just ran 3:31 or 3:32 just the other day. Was it today or a couple of days ago? So he's fit and PRing. And then a couple of gentlemen that have been identified as pacers, which we'll talk about a little bit. So 3:43, just to kind of give you a picture, 0.13, that is 55.45 per 400. So they're coming around running 55 low for these 400s. That's a 150.9 800 if they go even splits. And the goal is for Brandon Kidder to try and make it about 950 to 1,000 meters at about, it is about 2:18 pace for the K, which is insane. And then there's a gentleman, Zane Rudolph, out of Slovenia, who actually paced the fastest 1500s of each of the last 2 years through a K, and so they're hoping he'll get to 1,100 or 1,200. So they're going for it. They've got the squad for it. We'll start over there with Garrison. I want to hear who you have as the winner, the time, and why. Kind of explain your answer a little bit. I'm going to maybe debate it, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this opinion might be similar to some other ones here, but I have Yared, and I have him in 3:43.97, I think is what I put.
Okay.
So around his PR.
Okay.
He's been in good shape. He's won a couple Diamond Leagues already, really around 3:30, and
Yeah.
some slower races too with some good kicks. I think he's around his peak shape, if not, maybe a second slower. So I think I just think for Josh, it's one thing to sit behind someone, but not, to be completely honest, not everyone is Jakob Ingebrigtsen.
True.
To me, at least. Some other people might have some other opinions on that, but running 600 at that pace by yourself, I just think you're bound to slow about a second or two. So if you're that guy and you're in second or third place, where I'm going to assume Garrett is going to be,
right,
that's going to really benefit you to, sling off that corner with 200 to go and, maybe come off the curb with 100 and take, Josh. So that's kind of my opinion, but I would look out for guys like Ethan Strand. I think Strand, if there's a time he's going to make a jump or a leap into stardom, kind of like Cole Hawker has done, best collegiate miler of all time. I think a field like this, it's your first real true pro season. You're used to the competition now. I think a guy like him, one thing I am a little sad about is that we don't get to see Simeon fresh and kind of peaked for this race. I would really love to see what he could do if there's like a 3:45 even type of performance for him.
Right.
But, kind of how we saw Salman at pre. It doesn't typically go well for collegiates trying to extend their season this far. So,
It's true.
Excited to see what he does, but, wish he was fresh. But
I got one word for you, or one guy for you at least. Think about Andrew Weeding when he was at Oregon. He was a absolute unit in the postseason, because I believe he was running he ran 3:30 in college, but in the postseason, which would be the collegiate record, but it doesn't count because it wasn't in the collegiate season. So I think Simeon could run something crazy, because
there is a world.
we saw him run
Sure.
fast in season. So if he was able to maintain, do a mini peak, I don't know. And they both ran for Oregon, so there's that going for them.
There is a world. For me, it's just like you ran 3:31. I think we're coming up on a month and a half ago. It's just tough to be in 3:30 shape, but maybe there's a world where Sim was sub 3:30 shape and just didn't have the race for it. And even leftovers from that could be a 3:44 high, 3:45 mid, some type of performance. Solid tape.
I think it's possible. I had joked earlier, he's my sleeper pick for the win. He's not my pick. We'll get to that in a second, but he was sick for the pre-classic, dropped out of that field, and now he's back in the lineup for London. So maybe he got sick or had to reset and then was able to get sharp. So it's exciting. Any of these guys could factor in, which would be really cool. I kind of saw everybody else's takes, so I'm going to go in still kind of the order we're sitting, because I'm going to share mine, because it's right. I'm in there with you. I said 3:43.56 for Yared to win. And my thought, same as yours, is that he's going to go out and trail Kerr. Kerr's going to fade a little bit. He's still running 3:44, but because he's going to fall off a little bit, Yared's going to get around him and get the win but not in the world record time. Coleman, tell us your pick.
I'm rooting for a world record. Like that's always cool. Like I feel like you gotta have, gotta root for it. So I'm calling a world record there. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think Josh Kerr's been like hyping up this for a fat minute, and so I think he's gonna, as he does, like confidently just kind of put himself in there and like go for it. And it's a world record. Like no one's ever done it.
Right.
So like I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm just guessing. I think he'll probably go out and probably fade a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think some other guys are going to be going out hot as well, but they don't have the pressure and being up there, and I think they might be able to carry in and get a world record. So I'm going Yared Naguse 342.95.
I love it. Oh, that's so good. What I love about that, and I saw it, so I wanted to say mine before you said yours, is because we both have the idea that Kerr will fade and Naguse will get him at the end. You've got the idea that the pace is going to be hot enough, and Yared's going to get around the fading Kerr, but it'll be fast enough that he still gets the world record.
That's awesome. That would be a punch in the face to Josh Kerr.
Because there is a world where he gets the world record, but
he's been close. His PR's close.
Yeah, so
and that would be amazing for an American Yared Naguse to get.
Oh, we'd love it. I do, and I love that world record call. I should be more positive, optimistic about it. You're right. Maybe I'll shift mine down to like 343.01 or something.
It's written. It's written in.
It's written down. I can't change it, but that's a great. I love that call. I love it. Travis, I saw yours. Give it to us, baby.
All right. So, a world record is very hard to get. I believe that it has to be a special athlete to do it, but statistics also show that it's time to get a world record. But I don't think it will fall this Saturday. So,
back and forth.
I mean, what is the exact point?
343.13.
0.13. Okay.
Kikamaru, shout out, legend.
Yes.
1989.
Yes.
Not when we were.
I put to win. I think Josh Kerr will get the win. I do. 343.52 for the win. And the reason I think that Josh Kerr will hold on for the win over Yared Naguse is because Josh Kerr and his coach know how to peak better than almost anyone else in the game.
Danny Mackey,
yes.
He's good.
Josh Kerr has done this before. He's called a shot for a world record in the indoor 2-mile.
Yep.
He went out and did it. He called a shot for the mile. There's a chance he might go and get it. And he has been expressing that he is very fit and excited about this and hasn't backed down. So I have a feeling that he is fit, he is peaked and ready, but he's just gonna, like I said, it has to take some special athlete. So he's gonna come so close and just still hold on for the win, but fade. And part of it is just like he has, like Garrison said, he has to push from 600 out. If the Pacers are only going 1100 or whatever, or okay, it's pretty tough. I believe Hickam had 1200 for that race, and he had someone racing him to the line,
hundredths of a second back. Still number 2 all.
Yeah,
correct. Yep.
So I think it could be a very similar race between Josh Kerr and Yared, but I think that Josh Kerr's fit, and he is. I'm gonna give it to him this time. So
He's got the.
but got for the dub, but 343.52.
Okay, I love it. So we've know who our top American is. Yared. We're calling him for the win. I do. I wish I could change my answer to Yared with the world record, and Josh also breaks it but gets second. But
That would be crazy.
I hope that happens. Unfortunately, I didn't call it. Travis, who's your top American, and what does he run?
Yared Naguse, yes. I think he's gonna be 343 as well. Maybe 344. I don't know, but he'll be right there. He'll be pushing Josh to the line.
Okay, pretty simple top 2. there could be so many surprises. We ran through those incredible athletes. For all of you listening, drop your prediction in the comment. Person that gets closest will like their message. Okay. But let's hear who you have as the winner. Let's hear what time you have. We're excited for this race. It'll be Saturday. Looks like Saturday morning our time. So we'll definitely be watching that, and we'll recap it afterwards. But super excited for that race. Anything you guys want to shout out about that field or the excitement around it at all? Any final notes?
Shout out Yared Goose. Shout out Josh Kerr.
Yeah, for calling a shot like that. He's putting the work. You can't deny the fact. We all said he's going to be close. He's done amazing, and that training camp's been so productive. And the videos have been fun. It's been a good project by Brooks. Project 222. Let's see if it becomes Project 222 or 223. That's all for me. There we go. A little rhyme today.
Well, we apologize for the video quality today. It's getting a little dark on us. We'll have to figure out some lighting for the future. And hopefully you can still enjoy the audio for this podcast. And we're excited to have Garrison here joining us as technically, I think, our first guest, but I'm sure he'll be back and be a frequent podcast guest or host or whatever we want to call him.
Or he's here.
He's part of our group for sure. So
okay. Any final thoughts, Garrison? As we're gonna wrap it up, I think right here. Anything you want the kids to know at home about how to be a faster runner?
Man, put me on the spot, dude. Do we want to get into our topic the other day, Travis? About how what would you enhance biologically on your child to make them a faster runner? This is what we were talking about the other day. If you could,
yeah, let's do a quick topic. We were talking about how people can like choose what genes you put in your child basically nowadays, right? So if you want to create a champion, are you put in slow twitch, fast twitch? What is the ratio and what is the move to make them like a great distance runner? And what distance are you going for?
yeah. So this was just completely end of run talk the other day, just out of the ass, so to speak.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it completely depends on what event we're talking. Because if we're talking mile, we're not going to have as much slow twitch as we would for, half marathon, 10K. But obviously, I still think speed's important, but I think it's more trainable, through things like strides, things like, speed development, weight room type of stuff. But what's not as trainable, things of VO2 max, things of that nature, right? So I'm interested to hear where Trav would go exactly. If you had to pick, let's just say one variable you would pick, if it would be, VO2 max, or would it be a height, or would it be a stride length, or anything of that nature?
I mean, when you put it that way, I think that it has to be VO2 max is the biggest genetic indicator. It's trainable to an extent, and I think that's what you have to go with. But at the same time, it doesn't mean like someone with a lower VO2 max could very well be the best runner in the world. So it's hard to say.
That's very true, because it's not like we could really say lactate threshold here, because you can't really manipulate that variable. You'd have to train it, so you can't use that. So we're kind of limited to, VO2 max, foot speed,
Running
like
economy.
maybe we could say hemoglobin. I go. Okay.
I think it would help a lot if they just had like insane durability. Be able to just like train like a madman and just like not get hurt. You put in a crap ton of miles, a bunch of workouts, you just like always feel good, because like injuries are what make the best athletes just suddenly suck. It's just because they get hurt.
That's
like,
a great
if they
take.
just like never get hurt and can just train like crazy. I don't know, that might help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of doubles into what I was gonna say. I was gonna say let's focus on the psychological side of it. Let's give them just an insane like mental capacity for grit and toughness. Like they want to go out and do the miles. They want to go out there and train. I think about you where you're like, I want to go and do that 6-hour run because you're never gonna have a successful athlete if they don't do that. You're right. They do need to be durable though, so they might be like, I'm gonna go do it and run themselves straight into injury. So yours might be better, but that's a fun question. That's pretty awesome.
Maybe we just go with having, 1,300 tests. All of a sudden, Astros are hovering at an all-time levels.
Yeah, that would help. That would help us for sure.
Definitely an interesting topic.
That is fun.
Fun to think
Drop in the comments what variable you would adjust to make your child the best distance athlete or running of any distance athlete that you want them to be. That is a great question. Giddy up, turn them into a horse. That is fun.
about.
Great.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's what you would change. Good. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Good luck with the. We'll have a nurture versus nature debate at some point, maybe.
Frick the eye color. How about the VO2 max?
Yes. There we go. Awesome. I think that's about all we're gonna hit tonight. We're gonna wrap things up here, and make sure you guys stay tuned for that world record attempt in the mile. And then come back in next week, and we're gonna give you our breakdown of what went wrong or what went right for the winner and for the new world record holder after the race. All right. That's it from tonight. We'll see you all later. Play outro.
Go Jared.